Good Thursday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. It's already October the 27th. This afternoon, downtown Meridian, don't forget the trunk or treat at the Meridian Police Department. We'll give you all the rundown of the activities that we have over the next few days here in just a few moments. As we're starting out this morning, if you haven't noticed, it's one of those burr moments. Yeah, it's a little nippy outside. 44 right now. We'll get to a high. I think it's supposed to be about 72 today. Depending upon where you are, 71, 72. Not bad at all, but a little breezy with a 20-mile-an-hour gust. So don't burn by any means. This stuff, we still haven't gotten enough rain lately to prohibit that from happening. Chances of rain over the weekend, we'll tell you about that here in just a few moments as well as it all gets underway. Lots of stories this morning. Tragedy struck here in Lauderdale County. We'll be telling you about that as well here in just a few moments as we get this day underway. And also we'll tell you about the governor. He's been involved. Former Governor Haley Barbour. We'll tell you about that and so much more in just a moment. Right now, I think we need to go ahead and join because this is such a good message. So many people miss this. Let's go out to Collinsville and learn a little bit about secret kindness. Does everybody have a little bit of that? Pay attention to today's message from Collinsville Baptist.
Who are you trying to impress? In this day and age of social media and self-promotion, we should be very careful. You see, when you do good in such a way that you intentionally draw the applause of the public, you already have your reward from the crowd and are actually robbing yourself of a greater reward from God. Jesus said in Matthew 6:1, "Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you'll have no reward from your Father who's in heaven." Beloved, when you do good, it's better to do it secretly so that nobody but God sees it, because that leaves room for God who sees in secret to abundantly reward you. Don't rob yourself of the great reward. Hey, let's start a movement of secret kindness here in this community that is aimed at only impressing God. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Brother Ben's right about that, doing that in kindness and keeping it a secret. That's what the true meaning of it is. Never do something that you just have to brag about. Y'all all see it. We all have. Good morning. I am your friend Scotty Ray. As I mentioned, we've got so much going on with trick-or-treating over the next few days. The Meridian Police Department and also MCC will kick things off today. As we look at this will be our first chance here. MPD's Trunk or Treat will happen at 5:30 there at 22nd Avenue. And then followed, we also got this afternoon, the Candy Cruise out at MCC. Make sure you're there for that. Always a huge turnout for that. All you have to do is drive through. They'll be ready to give out candy. Hope you can make it for that. Pretty neat little gig there for kids. Also, we'll go over all of the places this morning beginning at 8 o'clock. Join me and Candace as we'll go over all the activities that are in the neighborhood. What's going on in your place. And if you haven't told us about what you've got going on, whether it's a church event, we have so many fall festivals or your town's trick-or-treating, please let us know. As we begin today, I don't know if you've read the headline that we posted this morning right after, somewhere after 5 a.m. Let's pull this up where you can see this bright and clear here. We did have a shooting. We had a bunch of shots, but, we've had one shooting overnight in the Meridian area. This would be the 20th Street, 29th Avenue area. Let's click on this and let you see this just a little bit better here. Let's get that bigger. As you'll see this will be just west of Magnolia School, Magnolia Cemetery. If you're going up past the hospitals, this would be just west of there. Here's Meridian Park Elementary. That's where that happened. One person was shot. They were grazed by a bullet to the head. At least 2 rounds were fired. One person would be transported to the hospital. Didn't feel all that well, I promise you. It's not life-threatening in any way, but still, gunshots fired, someone hit. Now, we also had more shots fired. Let me just show you a better picture of that as we look at this on the map here, where you can see this. This is Highway 39 here. This is going to be Highway 493 as you were leaving the hospitals going toward North Hills. Here's Meridian High School. This is where it all went down, right past the Dollar General there on 24th. Just to the west of there is where that all went down. Here's Highland Park. Right there is where the shot was fired last night. As I mentioned, we also had another shot reported. No one was hurt, no one was injured on this one as we go to 54th Avenue. And, well, it's one of our usual places that we get gunfire. As we pull this up, just unbelievable. But, yes, just west of Highway 19, coming from the airport, headed toward right here, College Park. It'll be just west of there is where that happened. And I think I've got a map I can show you a little bit better of that area of where that happened. This is it right here. Right in this area right here is where that all happened, 54th. Here's Highway 19, as you can see here, coming from the interstate. You get off the interstate, and it'd be right up in here, right before you get to where 8th Street is. It'll be on your west side, on your left, if you're going there. That happened overnight. Now, again, no one was hurt, no one was injured in this one that we're aware of. That's the good news if we can find one in that story there. We also, I often hear this, and I get so many texts and so many reports of this, specifically this area. I don't know what the deal is, but our folks that live in the county out in Zero, anybody paying attention that lives out there, consistently I get reports of there's something going on here. There's a fight. There's been gunshots, and last night was no different. As we learned that there were gunshots. I had several people report this to me, that right here at C.A. Pickard Road, right there where Crescent Lake and there meet, gunshots come from a car that was passing by. No one's been caught. No one's been handcuffed. But it seems to be some form of issue in that area here lately all the time. I don't know what that is, but if you live in that area, I think you're probably more aware of it than I am. Also, we're going to dig deeper in the next few days as we look at Newton, Mississippi. Anybody watching from Newton? In the city of Newton, there has been over and over gunshots fired. It's just getting out of hand. We've had a restaurant, a fast food place shot up. We had that a few weeks ago. But since September, it's been a lot. We'll dig deeper into this over the next couple of days as we talk about the different areas that we reach of what's going on. You need to be aware of what's happening in your community. Let us know if we don't know what's going there. Pass along information. As we, right up near, I guess we would put this up near Sam's, we had an accident yesterday where a light pole was taken out. Slowed traffic for just a little while. Azalea Drive. Someone struck a light pole. Mississippi Power had to come out and replace that, so that had the road there blocked for just a little bit if you were trying to get back home in that area. No one seriously hurt. We joined the rest of America with that sad news yesterday that said Jerry Lee Lewis had passed away. It would be about 20 to 25 minutes later that would be corrected, and we would find out that the killer was not dead. Someone jumped the gun and said that. He's in the hospital, not feeling well, but Jerry Lee has not passed away. As of this morning, to our knowledge, he's still in the hospital. He has not passed away. We posted that. TMZ came back, and they made an apology. I think they were the first to report it, and they apologized about putting that out there, and so they were given wrong information. And then everybody else followed suit from TMZ is how that story grew like that. They corrected it as soon as they possibly could. We had our first incident we had yesterday, and let's pull this up and take a look. Highway 19, just north of House. I think we all know where that is. We go there and we see that there was a wreck there near the intersection of 292, right along in there. This involved, and let's pull this up, that's an 18-wheeler and a cement truck. Get this a little bit bigger where you can see that. As you can see, they both kind of ran together there. Now, with that, there were no injuries. Blocked traffic for quite some time, but tragedy would soon follow with this. And we're not going to release the name just to be 100% sure that everybody in the family has been identified on this. But as we go back to this, the same location, some 30 to 40 minutes later, it could have been 45 minutes to an hour, somewhere in that time frame, we had a second accident at the same location. As we go back here to pull this up, involving a motorcycle. A man was injured there. The ambulance would come, and he would pass away from his injuries. We do pass condolences to the family. A local man, as I said, we will wait to make absolutely sure that everyone has been notified that is kin to him before we release the name. But our sincere condolences go out to the family of this man. So sad for these things to happen. Motorcycles, almost always when a car is involved, it doesn't turn out well, as we all know that. It's just nothing to protect you. And I don't know the 100% circumstances around it of the who, what, and whens, but we do know that a car and a motorcycle collided just in front of that previous wreck that had happened there at that little intersection. So our thoughts, our prayers go out to you for those that mourn the loss. Have you seen the video that we posted yesterday? This was sent in, and this was North Hill Street. If I'm not mistaken, this would be, well, just right down from Northcrest Baptist Church, somewhere right along there in the parking lot of where the old bowling alley. It's going to be the offices of Northcrest at some point. Have you seen this? Pay attention to this video. Let me hit play here. Everybody catch that? That was a trailer being pulled with no tires down the road, tearing up the road. Not sure if police caught them or not, but that did happen yesterday. Can you believe that? Yeah, I should have turned that off, shouldn't I? Yeah, what a mess that was. But he kept right on his merry little way across there. Have mercy. That's a few of the things that happened there. As we turn to other stories that are starting to shape the state, have you heard about this? Former Governor Haley Barbour was involved in an accident last night. He attempted to miss a dog that ran out in front of him. It didn't work out so well from him. His BMW SUV flipped when he swerved, got top heavy, flipped over. He was airlifted to a hospital. His injuries are said not to be life-threatening at this point, but Haley Barbour injured in an auto accident. We do hope he is going to be okay. That was in Yazoo County is where that happened last night. It can happen to anyone. No one wants to hurt a pet by any means, but always remember you run the risk of flipping when you jerk the wheel. It's just human nature to react. As I mentioned in the headline and description of this, only 2 people were injured in shootings yesterday in Jackson. That's down some. 4 people killed over the weekend, down to only 2 shootings in Jackson for the week. Getting bad over there, folks. Getting bad in Jackson. We go to Monroe County next for a headline this morning where a 71-year-old was killed in a head-on collision when she struck another car. Condolences to her and her family as that is being dealt with today. As we go to North Mississippi, every now and then something is stolen, a car, and is never found. We go back to 2010 up in Lowndes County, a lake called Officer's Lake. What did they find? Oh, a car that was stolen in 2010. At first, you would think, as anyone would, there's probably a body in this. It was recovered and pulled out, and it was not the case. They were unsure at this point how the car ended up in there. It was found upside down in the lake. So someone drove it at some point. We have a Canton woman, and this is just bad. You're supposed to do your job, do it right, and not take things. Not the case, as we find that a Canton woman has pleaded guilty to mail theft. She was on the rural route delivering mail, and, well, every now and then she found a piece that she liked to keep herself. They raided her home and found all types of mail there that had been opened. Cherie Davis, 34, pled guilty yesterday in district court. She will be sentenced at another time. Cannot do that. We look around at some more headlines, and this one breaks your heart. Man, most of us grew up here in the rural South, did this for a living. I can remember at 14 years old, one of my first jobs, $2 an hour is what I got paid to drive a tractor, to go out and bush hog. This is horrible as you go to Union County, Mississippi, to find that a 14-year-old has been killed in a bush hogging accident. That's all we know at this point, but he did lose his life. It wasn't long ago that we lost somebody in the Meridian area in Lauderdale County to a tractor incident. Just horrible, and we send condolences to those family members also. That is just a tragedy all in itself there. Madison, as we go there, Madison man has pled guilty. People start arguments for whatever reason with in-laws. That's usually where police run into so many problems, and we've had police officers injured many, many times responding to disputes at homes. Madison, we found a man that has been convicted now. Him and his father-in-law got into an argument. He pulled a gun, didn't use it, but then he grabbed a baseball bat and hit his father-in-law. It would leave his father-in-law with a loss of hearing forever. Isn't that awful? He's hasn't been sentenced yet, but he's been convicted. We'll wait to see how many years he gets for this. It's pretty serious there. He could face up to 20 years in jail over that. It got upgraded after that baseball bat incident. I don't understand people. I really don't. We go to LaFleur County in Mississippi. That's the Mississippi Delta. We have one person shot, one person killed. Another drive-by in the state of Mississippi as somebody was stopped at a stop sign. Somebody pulled up beside him, shot him. And I've said this many, many times. We live in a different world now than we used to. If it's night, late in the evening, and just don't pull up beside anybody at red lights. Keep some distance in between yourself. Now, that won't totally stop anything, but gives you a little bit of security. You don't know what's in the car beside you with tinted windows or what's going on in there. You never know what will make somebody mad. Put a little distance in between you and yourself at red lights and stop signs of that nature. A little extra precaution. Can it stop it? No, but it does help. As we look here, look, another one. It just goes on and on this morning. Natchez, Mississippi. We find out that a shooting there happened also. One was killed, one was injured. It's everywhere, I'm promising you that. Let's see. What do we have? A Philadelphia, Mississippi man has been sentenced to 18 years in jail. What did he do? Oh, wait a minute. Let's look. Drug and gun charges. He'll spend a little time there. James Nelson Peoples, 37 years old. 18 years. Now, he could get parole. We all know that. That's how that works. But that's a lot of them, 18 years. As we look around, Baton Rouge yesterday, and you always get the hibby-jibbies, or at least I do, when someone brings up a wreck in a school bus. Someone was involved with the school bus. Children were rushed to the hospital. They were okay in the end, but the lady that was involved in that would succumb to her injuries. The school bus is so much bigger than a regular car. Awful there, as we learned that. Things happen. Do you remember Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Anybody watch that? I did as a kid. And also Frosty the Snowman. Boy, I love those. Now, if you look at those today, you go, boy, that animation sure is awful. But at the time, it was top-notch when it came to producing something like that. We found out that this morning that the producer of the show, he was 87 years young, has passed away. He shaped so many childhoods and brought so many smiles to kids through the years. So what a loss for America of somebody like that. Anybody remember the two old boys that were caught cheating in the fishing tournament? Or they were accused, let me reword that, they were accused of cheating. They have pled not guilty. They have placed a $2,500 bond. They are out of jail. We'll see what happens on this as they'll go to court and face the charges of cheating on that. Again, they say they haven't done it. We'll see what the court, after all the evidence comes in, and what becomes of that. CNN actually reporting that. I read, what was it yesterday, where CNN is really taking great strides to try to fix the network. I don't know if America trusts it. Their ratings are in the tank. They went on where America was here, they went there. Really left everybody out. We'll see what becomes of it. Elon Musk, anybody recognize that name? Yeah, he's the Twitter guy, the Tesla guy. He sent them all into a tizzy as he's got till tomorrow to take over Twitter. He walked in yesterday to the corporate office with a sink. Have y'all seen that video floating around? He's got them worried because they know change is coming. He's already announced that he's getting ready to slash a bunch of them. I guess what you'd call dead weight, where he can't make money. He overpaid, without a doubt, for that company. But that's definitely something that they're not wanting to happen. He's coming, and maybe it will loosen up to where you won't be turned off for any comment that you make. It has really gotten all around America with any platform. Anything you say, they ban you. What happened to freedom of speech? It's almost gone. There was always that in America where you may not have agreed with somebody, but you still felt that they had the right to say what was on their mind. It has gotten to where if you don't follow the narrative of those here, you can't be heard. Let's hope that changes in America. It's for the goodness of America. Everyone should have an equal right to speak peacefully. That's a key word these days in anything, is peacefully. There are so many that miss that. They think to be heard, they need to go tear up things. I don't agree with it, and I'm sure you don't either. Just what has happened to our country? We need it to be straightened out. We certainly hope that it will eventually there. We've got so many more stories that are going to be coming up this morning at 8 o'clock with Candace. I hope you'll come back and join us for all of that. We're also going to check your forecast next. What's happening today into the weekend? We've got that next, so don't rush off. We'll all learn something together this morning. Stay close. We'll be right back.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Red, black, or white grapes, $2.99 a pound. Fresh green bell peppers, 89 cents. Yellow onions, a 3-pound bag, $1.99. Coca-Cola products, the 6-pack half liters, 3 for $12. Baby back ribs, $3.49 a pound. And certified Angus beef top sirloin family pack, $5.49 a pound.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Had several people asking about when trick-or-treating would be done in Philadelphia. I don't have the dates on me. If you happen to know that, please post and we'll talk about it if it shows up in time before we get off this morning. And if not, we'll talk about it during the 8 o'clock show. So if you happen to know that, let us know. I'll be glad to pass that along. Let's see here. Is that 492? Well, that about the wreck yesterday, if you'll go to the map, and I don't have it pulled up here, 492 is here, and then there's County Road 292. It was kind of in between those where that wreck happened yesterday there on Highway 19. For those of you who were there, Mike could pinpoint it a little bit closer, but the address that I was given on that wreck was in between those two locations there at that intersection. Just sad, sad, sad on that. I appreciate the comments on that. Just glancing down here as we learn more on that. John says he sees random acts of kindness in Collinsville. There's some amazing people that live in our community. Just yesterday, we had a lady anonymously buy tires for someone. Now, that is sweet. That's Mitchell Tire that posted that. Not everybody does things like that, and I'm sure that she was not after anything. She did it from the goodness of her heart. Almost bring a tear to your eye of somebody doing something good like that. It's kind of that same philosophy of pay it forward, of where you pull up and buy somebody's lunch. And I know that there's people from all over the world that need help. But if you see somebody in your community, make a difference. The kindness, it goes a long way. Help somebody when you can. I'm sure glad you passed that along, John. That's a great story there. All right, let's check it on the weather now and see what's going on.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Boy, I need to pay more attention, don't I? As we go back on our record highs and our record lows this morning, we see that it was 2010. We had a high record of 88 today. The low, boy, this would be hard for any of us to be around. 1898. It was 29 degrees. What a cold day that was. We're way above that. As we look across Mississippi today through Meridian, 72. It'll be that way through Philadelphia. We should see 71 there at Stark, Vegas today as we go over to the Delta, 72, and down to Brookhaven and Natchez, 74, 75 in those areas. Let's go east and see what we've got in Alabama. Almost the same, a little warmer as we see 73 creeping through Livingston and Demopolis and Tuscaloosa. We'll see 75 over at Montgomery. As we look, this is what we've got, a little bit of a heat wave coming across here, but look, cooler weather back out toward California, coming toward Texas, making its way towards us. We do hope that, keep it, 65? Wouldn't that be perfect? Let's look at our 7-day forecast. It's not bad today, though. 71 for that high. Tonight's low, 50. As we move into Friday, we're looking at 74. By Saturday, now it's going to be a little damp. We're going to get chances of showers and thunderstorms. 80% chance of rain. We'll decrease that to 20% on Sunday. So we do have a chance there on Saturday of some showers there. As we move to Monday, 69 for the high. Those are not bad at all. I'll take that any day of the week. 73 for our high next week as we look at that. Let's go another week into the month, all the way through November the 10th. We have one day that's a little warmer than the rest. That's going to be Friday the 4th. It'll reach 78 then. Then we'll kind of mellow out at 75, 74 all the way through November the 10th. Won't be long. We'll tell you about the Veterans Day Parade. And then that next big one following that is going to be that big Thanksgiving turkey meal that's coming up. Also, don't forget the Holiday Extravaganza Show kicking off this weekend, Saturday, there at the Ag Center. Opens up at 9 o'clock. Hope you'll join them there. A lot to see, lots to do at the Lauderdale County Ag Center. A lot of people coming out for that. Hope you'll enjoy that. All right, we've got a lot to do in between now and the next show. We got 1 hour and 2 minutes. We'll gather our information, get the latest that is coming out to keep you notified of what happens. Always remember, you can also join us on YouTube. Subscribe, get notified. Join us. We'll be back very shortly from now. Thank you all for coming by and spending a little bit of time with us this morning. Thanks a bunch. We'll see you soon from the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: